Okay, example 1, we are going to write the number 300 as a product of its prime factors, and we're going to use index notation. So to get all the prime numbers that multiply to give 300, we have to divide 300 by primes to get all the primes that go into it first. So again, you would have done something like this a way back in early years of school. So we're going to take 300. And we're going to start dividing it by prime numbers or prime factors. So the smallest prime number is 2, and 2 does go into 300 because 300 is an even number. So divide by 2, we get 150. 150 is still an even number, so we can divide by 2 again. And that's going to give us 75. Now 75 isn't even. So we move up to the next prime number after 2, which is 3. Now does 3 go into 75? Well, if we add the digits, 7 plus 5 will give us 12. And 12 is a multiple of 3. So that means 3 will go into 75. So we can divide by 3. So 75 divided by 3 will give us 25. 25 is no longer divisible by 3, so we move up to the next prime, which is 5, and we then divide by 5. So 25 divided by 5 will just give us 5, and then we can divide by 5 again, and then we'll finish with 1. Now, once we get to 1, we have worked out all the prime numbers that multiply together to give 300. So we're going to write 300 now as a product of all of its prime factors. So it's 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 5, multiplied by 5. Now, we would still lose a mark because it said that we want to give our answer using index notation, so there should be powers in our answer. So 2 multiplied by 2 means 2 to the power of 2. Remember, the power tells you how many of the bases are being multiplied, so there's 2 bases of 2 being multiplied, so the power of 2 is 2. And then we're multiplying by 3 to the power of 1 because there's only one base of 3 being multiplied. And then we're multiplying by 5 to the power of 2 because there are 2 5s being multiplied. And that's our final answer. So final answer is 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 to the power of 1 multiplied by 5 to the power of 2. So that's how you write any number as a product of its prime factors and then put it in index form or index notation. In other words, there's powers in your answer. Okay, example 2, something similar, just a slightly different angle here. We are given a number as a product of its primes, and then we want to use that to write another number as a product of its primes. So we're not going to start dividing 9009 by primes. We're going to use the information in the question to help us write 9009 as a product of its primes. So what you should hopefully notice is that if you multiply 1001 by 9, you're going to get 9009. So what I'm going to do to this equation here is multiply both sides of it by 9. So if we do that, 1001 multiplied by 9, and then that's equal to 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13 multiplied by 9. So the left hand side, we're going to be left with 9009. Now there's a slight problem here in that not all of these numbers are prime. The first 3 are, but 9 isn't. So we need to think of what number could we split 9 up into. We could actually split it up as 3 times 3 because 3 is prime. So we can write it now as 7 times 11 times 13 times 3 times 3. Okay, now it doesn't say to put it in index form, so our final answer then, if we put it in numerical order, 9009 would be 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 13. So that's a really useful way of using one number to write another number as a product of its prime factors.